This week, my wife and I celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary by going on a 5-day trip to our favorite vacation destination. On our way to the airport for our return flight home, we stopped on an Indian reservation to get some coffee, and I started thinking about how many companies and government agencies were aware of where we had spent our anniversary. I am Dr. John Padfield. I'm a business professor, and this is Business Reform, where I discuss issues at the intersection of business, technology, and society. One of the issues that lies at that intersection is privacy, and in this video, I want to explore the entities I am aware of that know where my wife and I went for our anniversary. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the obvious. I have no reason to believe any of these companies or agencies are particularly interested in my day-to-day activities. My life is not so interesting that anyone is watching me like a reality TV show, glued to a screen waiting to see what I'm going to do next. But these companies and government agencies are keeping all types of records on my movements and activities for various reasons, and that is what I want to explore in this video. My trip planning began by visiting Southwest.com so I could use my Rapid Rewards points for 2 free airline tickets. As I admitted in my recent video on loyalty programs, I am a member of 2 loyalty programs, which is well below the national average of 18 programs that most Americans belong to. Southwest knows what cities we flew to and our travel dates, which are 2 important pieces of information they need to know to provide the service to us. However, they will hang on to this information forever so they can market to me in the future based on my booking history. In addition to Southwest knowing where I'm going, according to their privacy policy, they collect information I provide to them, such as my first name, last name, email address, zip code, billing address, phone number, payment card information, social media account information, travel preferences, date of birth, and demographic information. Pretty standard stuff so far, and again, this is information I knowingly gave to them. But of course, it doesn't stop there. Again, according to Southwest's privacy policy, they automatically collect other information about me, such as additional demographic information beyond what I voluntarily gave them, my IP address, my browser device and hardware type, my operating system, my device's unique identifier, MAC addresses, etc. Again, relatively standard stuff, but it keeps going. Southwest also states, we and our agents, vendors, and service providers may use GPS software and other location-based technologies to locate you, so we may verify your location and deliver relevant content to you based on your location. We may collect precise location information from your device. So Southwest not only knows what city I flew into, if I checked the Southwest website or their app while I was on vacation, Southwest would know my exact location of where we were staying. But it doesn't end there either. Southwest also collects information about me from their, quote, partners and other sources. They state in their privacy policy, quote, we may also obtain information about you such as email address and employment history from other sources and combine that with information we collect about you. They also state that they are, quote, not responsible for the accuracy of the information provided by third parties or how third parties collect, use, and share such information. They then state, quote, we may obtain information from our partners and append it to our existing user information to better understand users' interest and to provide more relevant content. And then they may, quote, also append information about me that is publicly available, such as household income range and employment and education history, and that they may use a third-party vendor with whom they share my information to assist them. While I voluntarily shared some information with Southwest when I joined the Rapid Rewards program, they know a whole lot more about me than what I ever voluntarily gave them. They also share that information with third parties whom they never identify, and so I really have no idea how many other companies they shared my travel plans with and how many companies know where my wife and I flew into for vacation. The next organization who probably knows where I went on vacation is the Indianapolis Airport Authority. I do not know for certain that the Indianapolis Airport Authority uses automated license plate readers, but I know license plate readers are commonly used at airports around the United States. These readers record your vehicle's license plate number as well as the make and model of your car when you enter and exit an airport parking lot. While the Indianapolis Airport Authority wouldn't necessarily know where I went, they would know when I left and when I returned from vacation. Also, all commercial airlines are required by law to create a flight manifest that is shared with the Federal Aviation Administration, so the FAA would also know what city I flew into, as well as the dates I flew out and returned to Indianapolis. When I arrived at my destination, I rented a car from Alamo Car Rental, so they know where and when I landed, as well as when I returned my car to the airport. Does Alamo know my final destination and where my wife and I stayed while we were renting a car from them? The chances are yes. The car I rented from them was a Nissan Altima, and the car itself notified me that it was recording and transmitting vehicle data to Nissan and its business partners for, quote, various purposes. Because the car has GPS, I assume that includes the exact location of the vehicle, and that information is likely shared with Alamo Car Rental so they can keep track of where their vehicles are at all times. It is also likely that Alamo shares my information with Nissan so they know who is driving the vehicle they are tracking. I paid cash for most of our meals, but I did use a credit card to purchase gas and for 2 meals, so Chase Bank knows what city we were in, and they know that I flew there because I also used my Chase Bank Visa to pay for parking at the Indianapolis airport. I carried my cell phone with me throughout our anniversary trip, so both Verizon and Apple know exactly where I was minute by minute throughout our entire vacation. And finally, I went for a bike ride one day while I was on vacation, and I uploaded my ride to Strava along with some photos I took while on that bike ride. That brings my obvious digital footprint count to at least 2 governmental agencies, the FAA and the Indianapolis Airport Authority, as well as at least 7 companies I did business with while on vacation. The bigger question is, who are all of the vendors, agents, third parties, and business partners with whom these 7 companies shared my data? I have some ideas for identifying at least a few of those third parties with whom my data is shared, but that's a subject for a future video. What other companies or government agencies do you think probably know where my wife and I spent our 35th anniversary? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment, and thank you for watching.